Deve
Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha Sunnavadi
Paschatya Deshata
Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Siddhasadi
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Hare Hare Nama Krishna
Yadavaya Namaha
Kavala Govinda Ram
Srimad Sudan
Mokha Karoti Vachalam
Pangung Langayate Girim
Yati Sadhavahan Mande
Shri Gurum Dinatarinam
Paramananda Madhavam
Shri Chaitanyam Ishwaram
Hare Om Tat Sat.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we will continue with the compilation of Sri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled Offenses and Weeds to be Removed to Protect the Bhakti-Latā Creeper. Under the section, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Srila Rupa Goswami. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.156.
অপক্ষ অবস্থায় বৈষ্ণব অপরাধই সাধন পথের সর্বপ্রধান বিঘ্ন। যদি বৈষ্ণব অপরাধ উঠে হাতি মাথা, উপড়ে বা ছিন্ডে তার শুকি যায় পাতা।
The devotee commits an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world. His offense is compared to a mad elephant that uproots the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of the creeper are dried up. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. One's devotional attitude increases in the association of a Vaishnava. Tader charana shebi bhakta shanibash, janame janame hoy ei obilash. By his personal example, Narottam Das Thakur stresses that a devotee must always remember to please his predecessor Acharya. The Goswamis are represented by one's spiritual master. One cannot be an Acharya, spiritual master, without following strictly in the disciplic succession of the Acharyas. One who is actually serious about advancing in devotional service should desire only to satisfy the previous acharyas. Echai goshai jar mui tar dar. One should always think of oneself as the servant of the acharyas, and thinking this, one should live in the society of Vaishnavas. However, if one thinks that he has become very mature and can live separate from the association of Vaishnavas and thus gives up all the regulative principles due to offending a Vaishnava, one's position becomes very dangerous. Offenses against the holy name are explained in Adi Leela, chapter 8, verse 24. Giving up the regulative principles and living according to one's whims is compared to a mad elephant, which by force uproots the Bhakti-Latā and breaks it into pieces. In this way, the Bhakti-Latā shrivels up. Such an offense is especially created when one disobeys the instructions of the spiritual master. This is called Gurur Avagya. The devotee must therefore be very careful not to commit offenses against the spiritual master by disobeying his instruction. As soon as one is deviated from the instructions of the spiritual master by uprooting, the Bhakti-Latā begins and gradually all the leaves dry up.
If the devotional creeper is uprooted,
If the devotional creeper is uprooted,
it doesn't immediately dry up.
it doesn't immediately dry up.
But since its root and not getting any more water,
Since its root is not getting any more water,
the leaves gradually dry up.
the leaves gradually dry up.
This Vaishnava aparad is worst offense,
This Vaishnava aparat is worst offense.
and one can by committing a Vaishnava aparad,
By committing
his devotional progress will be checked.
By committing Vaishnava aparat, one's devotional progress will be checked.
Sometimes aparad may be Vaishnava aparad may be not respecting the previous acharya previously. Properly.
Sometimes Vaishnava aparat may be not respecting the previous acharyas properly,
Or maybe by some direct offense.
or maybe by some direct offense.
In any case, one should guard against any kind of Vaishnava aparad.
In any case, one should guard against of any kind of Vaishnava aparat. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.157.
নাম অপরাধ হইতে সাবধানতাই শ্রেয়, কারণ তাতে মালি যত্ন করি করে আবরণ, অপরাধ হস্তি জইছে না হয় উদ্গম।
The gardener must defend the creeper by fencing it all around so that the powerful elephant of offenses may not enter. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti-Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. While the bhakti creeper is growing, the devotee must protect it by fencing it all around. The neophyte devotee must be protected by being surrounded by pure devotees. In this way, he will not give the maddened elephant a chance to uproot his bhakti creeper. When one associates with non-devotees, the maddened elephant is set loose. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Ashashanga Tyag e Vaishnava Achar. The first business of a Vaishnava is to give up the company of non-devotees. The so-called mature devotee, however, commits a great offense by giving up the company of pure devotees. The human being is a social animal, and if one gives up the society of pure devotee, he must associate with non-devotees, Ashatshanga. By contacting non-devotees and engaging in non-devotional activities, a so-called mature devotee will fall victim to the mad elephant offense. Whatever growth has taken place is quickly uprooted by such an offense. One should therefore be very careful to defend the creeper by fencing it in. That is, by following the regulative principles and associating with pure devotees. If one thinks
Feeling offense around your kita means to avoid any kind of offense.
So creating a fence around a creeper means avoiding making any kinds of offense.
And that can be achieved if you associate with pure devotees.
That can be achieved if you can associate with pure devotees.
If you give up the company of pure devotees
If you give up the company of pure devotees
and associate with non-devotees
and associate with the non-devotees,
intimately,
Huh?
then that lets the mad elephant inside your area and you can uproot your kita.
immediately it lets the mad elephant inside and it uproots the creeper. If one thinks that there are many pseudo devotees or non-devotees, In the Krishna consciousness society, still one should stick to the society. If one thinks the society's members are not pure devotees, one can keep direct company with the spiritual master. And if there is any doubt, one should consult the spiritual master. However, unless one follows the spiritual master's instruction concerning the regulative principle and chanting and hearing the holy name of the Lord, one cannot become a pure devotee. By one's mental concoction, one falls down. By associating with non-devotees, one breaks the regulative principle and it is thereby lost.
So one protects the devotional Kirtan by strictly following instructions of his guru,
So one protects his devotional creeper by strictly following the instruction of his guru
by associating with pure devotees.
by associating with pure devotees. In Upadeshamrita 2, Srila Rupa Goswami, of Srila Rupa Goswami, it is said, Atyaharas prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha satbir bhaktir vinashyati. One's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to attain, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters, practicing the scriptural rules and regulation only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically, associating with worldly minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, and being greedy for mundane achievement.
Of these principles of the Upadeshamrita
So these principles of the Upadeshamrita
are to be adhered to
are to be adhered to
if one wants to make progress
if one wants to make progress
in their Bhakti Yoga.
in their Bhakti Yoga. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.158.
ভক্তির ন্যায় আকৃতি বা সৌসাদৃশ্য থাকিলেও ভক্তি নহে, এমন অভক্তি সমূহ। কিন্তু যদি লতার সঙ্গে উঠে উপশাখা, ভক্তি মুক্তি বাঞ্ছা যত অসংকতার লেখা।
Sometimes unwanted creepers, such as the creepers of desire for material enjoyment and liberation from material world, grow along with the creeper of devotional service. The varieties of such unwanted creepers are unlimited.
Are very important to focus all your energy on pure devotional activities.
So it's very important to focus all our energy on pure devotional service,
And not to be distracted by any of the other kritas, which are like weeds,
not to be distracted by any other creepers which are like weeds,
and take the energy from the devotional krita.
and take the energy from the devotional creeper. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.159.
নিষিদ্ধাচার কুটিনাটি জীব হিংসন, লাভ পূজা প্রতিষ্ঠাদি যত উপশাখাগণ।
Some unnecessary creepers growing with the Bhakti creeper are the creepers of behavior unacceptable for those trying to attain perfection: diplomatic behavior, animal killing, mundane profiteering, mundane adoration, and mundane importance. All these are unwanted creepers. Purport by Srila Prabhupada, this is a certain pattern of behavior prescribed for those actually trying to become perfect. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we advise our students not to eat meat, not to gamble, not to engage in illicit sex, and not to indulge in intoxication. But people who indulge in these activities can never become perfect. Therefore, these regulative principles are for those interested in becoming perfect and going going back to Godhead. Kutinati or diplomatic behavior cannot satisfy the Atma, the soul. It cannot even satisfy the body or mind. The culprit mind is always suspicious. Therefore, our dealings should be always be straightforward and approved by Vedic authorities. If we treat people diplomatically or dupliciously, our spiritual advancement is obstructed. Jeev Himsa refers to the killing of animals or to envy other living entities. The killing of poor animals is undoubtedly due to envy of those animals. The human form is meant for the understanding of Krishna consciousness, atato Brahma Jijnasa, for inquiring about the supreme Brahman. In the human form, everyone has a chance to understand the supreme Brahman. The so-called leaders of human society do not know the real aim of human life and are therefore busy with economic development. This is misleading. Every state and every society is busy trying to improve the quality of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. This human form of life is meant for more than these four animal principles. Eating, sleeping, mating, and defending are problems found in the animal kingdom, and the animals have solved these problems without difficulty. Why should human society be so busy trying to solve these problems? The difficulty is that people are not educated to understand this simple philosophy. They think that advancement of civilization means increasing sense gratification. There
Uh, there are four
there are four
uh, perfections in material life:
there are four perfections in material life:
dharma, artha, kama, and moksha.
dharma, artha, kama, moksha.
Most people are interested in performing some religious activity in order to get more money,
Most people
get
are
more sense gratification.
more people are interested in performing some religious activity to get more money and to do more sense gratification.
But only very few people are interested in achieving moksha or liberation.
But only few people are interested in getting moksha or liberation.
Lord Chaitanya taught that beyond these four things, the fifth perfection is love for Krishna.
And Lord Chaitanya thought that beyond these four things, there is the fifth perfection, that is love of Krishna.
That is the actual purpose of human life.
And that is the actual purpose of human life.
But human beings are only interested in economic development and sense gratification.
But human beings are only interested in economic development and sense gratification.
And they're like sophisticated animals.
They are like sophisticated animals. This is also, there are many religious propagandists who do not know how the ultimate problems of life can be solved. And they also try to educate people in a form of sense gratification. This is also Jiva Himsa. No. Real knowledge is not given, and religion is misled the general populace. As far as material profits are concerned, one should know that whatever material profit one has must be abandoned at the time of death. Unfortunately, people do not know that there is life after death. Therefore, mundane people waste their time amassing material profit which has to be left behind at the time of death. Such profit has no eternal benefit. Similarly, adoration by mundane people is valueless because after death, one has to accept another body. Material adoration and titles are decoration that cannot be carried over the next body. In the next life, everything is forgotten. Above, all these obstructions have been described in this verse as unwanted creepers. They simply present obstacles in the real creeper of Bhakti-Latā. One should be very careful to avoid all these unwanted things. Sometimes these unwanted creepers look exactly like the Bhakti creeper. They appear to be of the same size and the same species when they are packed together with the Bhakti creeper. But in spite of this, the creepers are called Upashaka. A pure devotee can distinguish between the Bhakti creeper and a mundane creeper. And he is very alert to distinguish them and keep them separate.
So, motivation of Bhakti Kripa is to please Krishna.
So the motivation of the Bhakti creeper is to please Krishna.
And the weeds, the Upasakas, the objective is on personal sense gratification.
The weeds, the Upashaka, the objective is for personal sense gratification.
Activities which are against devotional life,
Activities that are against devotional life,
the religious activity,
duplicitous activity,
enviousness against the entity,
enviousness against living entities,
desire for profit,
desire for profit,
for adoration,
for adoration,
and some mundane importance.
and some mundane importance.
All these things are distraction from the real Bhakti-Latā,
All these things are distraction from the real Bhakti-Latā,
the devotional Kripa,
the devotional creeper,
which is to please Krishna.
which is to please Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.160.
প্রশ্রয় দিলে অভক্তির বুদ্ধি হেতু ভক্তির শৈথিল্য বরণ সম্ভাবনা শেকজল পাইয়া উপশাখা বাড়ি যায় স্তব্ধ হইয়া মূল শাখা বাড়িতে না পায়
If one does not distinguish between the Bhakti creeper and the other creeper, the sprinkling of water is misused because the other creepers are nourished while the Bhakti creeper is curtailed. Okay. Purport by Srila Prabhupada: if one chants Hare Krishna mantra while committing offenses, these unwanted creepers will grow. One should not take advantage of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra for some material benefit, as mentioned in verse 159, Nishiddhachar Kutinati Jiv Imshan Labh Puja Pratishtadi Jato Upashaka Gan. These unwanted creepers have been described by Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. He states that if one hears and chants without trying to give up offenses, one becomes materially attached to sense gratification. One may also desire freedom from material bondage like Mayavadis, or one may become attached to Yoga Siddhis and desire wonderful yogic powers. If one is attached to wonderful material activities, one is called Siddhilobhi, greedy for material perfection. One may also be victimized by diplomatic and crooked behavior. One may associate with women for illicit sex. One may make a show of devotional service like Prakrita Sahajas, or one may try to support his philosophy by joining some caste and identifying himself with a certain dynasty, claiming a monopoly on spiritual advancement. Thus, with the support of family tradition, one may become a Fido guru or a so called spiritual master. One may become attached to the four sinful activities: illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. Or one may consider a Vaishnava to belong to a mundane caste or creed. One may think this is a Hindu Vaishnava and this is a European Vaishnava. European Vaishnavas are not allowed to enter the temples. In other words, one may consider Vaishnavas in terms of birth, thinking one a Brahmana Vaishnava, another a Shudra Vaishnava, another a Mlecha Vaishnava, and so on. One may also try to carry out professional business by means of chanting the Hare Krishna mantra or reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Or one may try to increase his monetary strength by illegal means. Also, one may become a cheap Vaishnava by trying to chant in a secluded place for material adoration. Or one may desire mundane reputation by making compromises with non devotees concerning one's philosophy or spiritual life. Or one may become a supporter of a hereditary caste system. All these are pitfalls of personal sense gratification. Just to cheat some innocent people, one makes a show of an advanced spiritual life and becomes known as a sadhu, mahatma, or religious person. All this means that the so-called devotee has become victimized by all these unwanted creepers, and that the real creeper of Bhakti-Latā has been stunted.
So here, Srila Prabhupada has detailed how one actual Bhakti-Latā had become stunted by the water going to these other desires.
So here Srila Prabhupada describes in detail how one's Bhakti-Latā can become stunted and the water goes to the other creeper by watering the other creepers.
And one desires these other things,
If one desires these other things,
his Bhakti-Latā gets stunted.
his bhakti creepers get stunted.
These things are very subtle,
So these things are very subtle,
but one has to be very careful
but one has to be very careful
not to take some weed as a real keeper.
not to take some upashaka or weed to be real creeper. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 19.161.
প্রথমেই সাধকের দুঃখ সঙ্গোৎসর্গের ব্যবস্থা আবশ্যক। প্রথমেই উপশাখার করয়ে ছেদন, তবে মূল শাখা বাড়ি যায় বৃন্দাবন।
As soon as an intelligent devotee sees an unwanted creeper growing beside the original creeper, he must cut it down instantly. Then the real creeper, the Bhakti-Latā, grows nicely, returns home, back to Godhead, and seeks the shelter under the lotus feet of Krishna.
Haribo,
Haribo!
Haribo.
Haribo! Jai Guru Maharaj. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. If one is misled by unwanted creepers and is victimized, he cannot make progress back to Godhead. Rather, he remains within the material world and engages in activities having nothing to do with pure devotional service. Such a person may be elevated to a higher planetary system, but because he remains within the material world, he is subjected to the threefold material miseries.
So, pure chanting is transcendental.
So, pure chanting is transcendental.
But these upasakas or weeds give some material motivation for chanting.
But these upashakas or weeds give some material motivation for chanting.
And thus, he was one is chanting, so they get pious results, and then they take birth in a higher planet.
So because once he's chanting, he may get pious result, so he may end up taking birth in higher planets.
But he cannot go back to Godhead.
But he cannot go back to Godhead.
So to get pure bhakti, we need to cut out any kind of alternative desire.
So to get pure bhakti, we need to cut out any kinds of alternative desires. Thus ends the chapter entitled Offenses and Weeds to be Removed to Protect the Bhakti-Latā Creeper. Under the section, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Srila Rupa Goswami.
Lo, Lord.
Lo, Lord.
Like that.
We should ask Jayarada Krishna Prabhu what does it mean.
Lo and behold.
Guru Maharaj, Radha Govinda, Brooklyn, New York. Namamishwaram Sachidanandarupam Lasakundalam Gokule Brajamanam Yashodaviyonukaladavamanam Paramrishnamatyanto Gurutya Gopya
Rudantamuhurnetra Jugnamridantam Karambuja Jugmena Shatankanetram Muhurshashakam Pandirekhankakanta Chittagraiva Damodaram Bhakti Badham Iti Drikshalilabhir Ananda Kunde Shabhusam Nimadyantam Akshapayantam Tadirashitagrashu Bhaktajitastam Unatramanastam Satavrittipam
Okay, today is the birthday of Nadia Priya, Mayapur kid.
Hari Bol, Nadia Priya. Hemagopi Mataji's daughter. Today is my 18th birthday, Guru Maharaj. I request you to bless me with better faith in ISKCON. Thank you. Your servant, Nadia Priya. Hare Krishna. Blessings to you, Nadia Priya. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. No Italian Prasad? Hare Krishna.
Next time.
Hari Bol.
Thank you.
Thank you. Grazia. Krishna Matirastu, Nadia Priya.
Still remember meeting her in the parking lot.
I still remember meeting her at the parking lot.
But then,
No, Guru Maharaj had become thin. Okay, next. Hare Krishna Mataji, happy birthday. Guru Maharaj is giving his birthday blessings. Krishner Matirastu, Radha Krishner Matirastu. Thank you for the wonderful offering. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna,
Radha Krishna Matirastu.
Radha Krishner Matirastu. Hari Bol, Devaki Rupa Mataji, ¿cómo estai? Okay, Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Krishner Matirastu. Wow, so sweet Jagannath. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Lakshmi Narasimha Prabhu, Madre Lagja Lakshmi, Gauranga. Wow, Gauranga looks different with the specs. Yeah. Oh, Kenaloni. Wow. Hari Bol. Karthik Kenaloni. Hari Bol. Ranganitai Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. From Lithuania. Aishwarya Tulasi Mataji. Thank you for the beetroot soup. Krishna Matirastu. Hari Bol. Nottingham Yatra Damodar program. First Damodar program, Guru Maharaj. They are requesting for your blessings to have a successful program. So please give them your divine blessings. Nottingham Yatra, first Damodar program.
Radha Krishna Matirastu.
Krishner Matirastu. Amul, Naveen and Linisha from the UK. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishner Matirastu. Thank you very much for joining. Hari Bol. Aryan Sai, you are in UK or in the galaxy? Guru Maharaj is blessing you.
He's in
Krishna.
outer space.
Yes, he's in the outer space, Guru Maharaj. Hari Bol. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishner Matirastu. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Deepthi, Rajesh, Yuvati, Radha, and Rama Devi. Hari Bol, blessings to all of you. Krishnir Matirastu, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the blackberry. Jikna Chauhan Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the basin burfi, right? And Karthikeyan Murugan Prabhu, உங்க பின்னாலே முருகரோட படம் இருக்கு. Krishnir Matirastu. Wow, Radha Gokulananda is also there. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Kripa Sindhu Raghunatha Das, Bhagunara Prabhu. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishnir Matirastu. Lakshmi Kant, Sujana, Tirtha, and Rudra. Blessings to all of you. Krishnir Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Mayapur Ishwari Lakshmi Priya Mataji, how are you? Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Thank you very much for joining. Raman Reddy Vrinda Rani. Wow, what a wonderful name you have. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishnir Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Sudarshana Rajesh Prabhu and Vineet. Hari Bol, Vineet. How are you? Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Topaji, Aparna, and Rushank. Blessings to all of you. Thank you for the banana. Krishnir Matirastu. Alka and Dhruv Patel, Hare Krishna, Kemcho. Guru Maharaj is blessing you, Mataji. Thank you very much for joining. Wow, thank you for the cream cake. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Govinda Gopi Mataji, Hare Krishna. She's on the Damodar Caroline. Caroline. Okay, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishnir Matirastu. Hari Bol, Prem Prakash Prabhu. Please bless me for the MSc projects discussion, Viva. Okay, blessings from Guru Maharaj. May you become Krishna conscious. Krishnir Matirastu. Shanti Priya Janaki Mataji from the University of Sussex, Brighton, UK. Hari Bol, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, Channagidara Mataji. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishnir Matirastu. Swati, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol, how are you, Prabhu? Nilambar Baladev Prabhu? Getting better? He had a heart attack, Guru Maharaj. So, yeah. Bharati Revati Mataji. Narsingha Dever Matirastu. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Take care. Malik, Veena, Nitai Karuna, Hari Bol. Happy Damodar. Same to all of you. Thank you very much for joining. Krishnir Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Rati Raja Gauranga Das, Prema Shakti Lakshmi Priya Mataji, and Adi. Hare Krishna, Adi, how are you? Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishnir Matirastu. Hari Bol. Oh, second time. Her son's birthday was on the 19th, so she's offering this cake. Thank you. Hari Bol. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Kadila. Guru Maharaj Bogoslavliatwas, Krishnir Matirastu. Happy birthday, Hare Krishna. Madhava Chaitanya Prabhu.
Harihara.
Harihara Show. Hare Krishna, Hara Show. Hare Krishna, Tamal Krishna, and Manjula. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Tamal Krishna was named by Guru Maharaj, I think so. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Mataji, எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? Thank you very much for the wonderful offering.
What's that?
This is Omapudi Guru Maharaj. It's a younger brother of Muruku. Hare Krishna. Aravinda Krishna Prabhu and Yamuneshwari Mataji. Please bless us. Mata, I can't read that. Okay. Please bless us to develop pure devotion to Guru and Gauranga. Hari Bol. Wonderful desire, wonderful prayers. Thank you very much for the wonderful offering. Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for a gift of Damodar programs. Blissful in your service. Manohar Nitai Chandrada, Supriya Janwa Devidas. Hari Bol. Pepper Rasam. Wow. Tamil lunch. Prasarnava Gopal Prabhu, Vijay Vraja Lakshmi Mataji, Ashutosh and Bhavesh. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the wonderful roles. Dishika and Devika, just now we saw your mother. Okay, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, how are you? Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu, Hari Bol, Hare Krishna. Valli Priya Mataji, second time special blessings. Oh, they want to, oh, okay, blessings to the daughter. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. 30th birthday, Hare Krishna. பிறந்தநாள் நல்வாழ்த்துக்கள். ரசாயனம் முடித்தாச்சு. அமல மஞ்சரி ஒன்றும் முடியல. கனடா ஒன்றும் முடியல. முடித்தாச்சு. அடுத்து Hare Krishna, Sevananda Chaitanya Prabhu, Lalitangi Radha Mataji, pasta and muruku, what a combination. Baked pasta, muruku, no urat. Okay, sure. Fruits, please bless us to follow your instruction as you have elaborated in Vaishnava K. May we carefully fence our bhakti creeper that you have sowed and grow by your hard work. When we will realize your value, please bless us to serve you eternally like all of us. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Prahlad and Nimai, how are you doing? Sucharu Patma Mataji, Kichidi, Rasam, Payasam and Kheer. Krishner Matirastu. Acharya Premi Devi Dasi, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishner Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Sandri Ramachandran Mataji, rose from our garden. Krishner Matirastu. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Shilpa Mataji, grapes garland, bisibilla bath and salad. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Dhanyavada. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Wow, second time. Gornita is so attractive there. Hari Bol. Amigo. Hare Krishna. Mahaprabhu Daya Sindhu from Brazil. Hare Krishna. Oh, from Mayapur. Oh, okay. Okay. Jyoti Shri from London. Gobi Manchurian and banana milkshake. Gobi Manchurian. Goranga is happily laughing there. I don't know why. Kamala Gopi Mataji and Ujjal Brajalila Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Nottingham first Yatra. Damodar. Oh, Yatra first. Okay, blessed already. Thank you very much. Sudarshan. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol Rajesh Prabhu. Where is Brinda Vaishnavi Mataji? Hare Krishna. Keep on. Keep on digging. Yeah, dig the soil for Bhakti-Latā. Bhakti-Latā Beach. Simanta Deep Das, Vaijayanti Lalita Devi Dasi from Canada. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Hari Bol, Guru Maharaj, we have completed. Okay, blessings, gallery view darshan to all of them. Vancha Kalpadaru Byascha. Sri Nam Radha is there. Hare Krishna Mataji. Hari Bol. Today we didn't see Vijay Namavaram. All these devotees. Okay, Amala Manjari was not there today. Daksha Das Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Daksha Prabhu. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Prahlada Krishna Prabhu, Ni Hao Ma. Malik Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Rupeshwar Nimai, Radha Landanishwar. Madira Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Persimmon, we should learn from you how to take Satvik Prasad. Hari Bol, Radha Landanishwar ki jai. Jashoda Damodar ki jai. Rupeshwar Nimai Prabhu, thank you for the wonderful darshan of their lordships. Shri Shri Radha Landanishwar, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra and Nitai Gauranga. Bhavatarni Radhika Mataji, Hare Krishna, எப்படி இருக்கீங்க? யூகேல இருக்கீங்க? Oh, okay. Simanto Deep Das, Vaijayanti Lalita Devi Dasi from Canada. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Krishna Matirastu. Hari Bol. Okay, Hare Krishna. Prem Prakash Gaur Prabhu. Okay, somebody is there. Aradhya's friends, I think so. Blessings to all of them. Krishnir Matirastu. Okay, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Guru
Krishna.
Danvat Pranam. They are Priyanka Mataji and their two kids, Radhika and Partha. They are very, very sweet. They are very devoted. Guru Maharaj, please bless them.
Yeah. As both of you, Prabhu and Mataji.
Krishna Matirastu.
Krishnir Matirastu. Okay. Thank you, Rupeshwar Prabhu, for the Seva Padma Mataji is there. Yesterday we didn't meet her. So thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. All of you take care. We'll meet you tomorrow. Okay. Guru Maharaj, Nandakumar Krishna Prabhu. I think outside the White House in Washington, they're doing the global Kirtan protest. Bangladeshi Hindus, minorities. Hari Bol. Premeshwari Sri Radha Mataji, she's there, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, Danvat Pranam. We are having this global Kirtan protest here outside White House.
Is it Naina Manjari Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Rama
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 Rama.
Hare Hare.
Okay, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.